Every weekday at 10 a.m. Central, one of the personalities from Real Agriculture appears on RFD TV and Rural Radio 147's Market Day Report to shed light and insight and perspective on what is happening in the world of agriculture. Enjoy.
Well, BASF made big news this week in Montana with a launch event for InVigor Gold canola. Host of Real Ag Radio, Shaun Haney, joins us now with the latest. He was on hand for that launch. Shaun, tell us, give us the details. InVigor Gold, how long till growers can get their hands on this seed?
Yeah, great to be with you here this morning. This was big news in Montana this week, and honestly for the entire northern plains. So InVigor Gold is hybrid Brassica gensea. Now, a lot of growers are familiar with Brassica napus, that's Argentine canola, but this is gensea, and so it performs very well in those dry, arid, low organic material soil zones, kind of the brown soil zone, how I would refer to it. It's going to be a bit of a staggered release schedule. So for the northern plains, you're going to be able to buy seed in 2027. The central plains, which is very interesting, the big opportunity there, 2029. And due to regulatory issues, potentially in Canada sometime in the early 2030s, in the early part of the decade. So definitely U.S. growers in these dry areas getting a real leg up.
Yeah, this is exciting news for sure. We talk about a yield increase, from what I'm hearing, 8% in real world terms for growers in the brown soil zone, also the northern Great Plains, especially under this heat and drought stress. Speak to this a little bit.
Yeah, it's a big deal. When I was driving into Great Falls for the event, you see a lot of course, Montana very famous for wheat. It is the major crop in that state. But also, you still see things like summer fall, and that's due to those dry, arid conditions. Canola and it's traditionally not been an option because the lack of moisture and that high heat during the flowering time in July. Gensea performs a lot better in those kinds of target areas. So they're talking about an 8% yield bump in the target areas like Montana and parts of the Dakotas, which is very encouraging. It gives those growers, honestly, another option and be able to participate in end markets like renewable diesel and SAF.
Shaun, market implications of introducing this yellow-seeded hybrid that can be delivered to traditional elevators?
Yeah, so this is a big deal. I think the word they used was fungible, where, if you were growing canola and selling it into a certain market or to a certain elevator, this InVigor Gold can be done the same way. So it's not like it's an alternative path. This is a big opportunity as did you know the largest SAF producer in the entire country is actually in Great Falls, Montana Renewables. So, they're looking at potentially needing upwards after their expansion of 3 million gallons per year. They're looking at needing upwards of 30 million gallons a year, 3 million acres of canola just into that one facility for SAF. This is a big opportunity for those northern plains and hopefully by 2029, the central plain farmers.
Well, big game changer. I know everybody's going to be waiting for this. Shaun, thank you so much for all of this information. Host of Real Ag Radio, Shaun Haney, always a pleasure. You want to catch Shaun on his show, Real Ag Radio, 4:30 p.m. Eastern. That's weekdays, Rural Radio Channel 147 on Sirius XM. We always love having his team join us here on the show.
Send us your feedback on that bit by sending me an email, shaney@realagriculture.com, or call the Real Ag feedback line, 855-776-6147.